guys, how are you? So we are continuing our pumpkin fall project. Okay, so as you can see, I have designed one section with leaves, another section with flowers, another section with curved lines, another section with shape that looks like, to me, it looks like popcorn, but can easily look like clouds, and another section that are snakes. Now over here, we started a puppy dog face, and I showed you in class, but I will show you again, but I also need to do a design over here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and bring my screen down so you can see what I am doing. So I'm gonna just recap how you would do a puppy dog if you were to decide to do that. You would do something that looks like a curved W. Obviously, you would do it much smaller than this because you would want to do, the idea for each section is that you're repeating design. So over here, it's an upside down triangle, 2 circles for eyes. If you want to get a little bit more detail, you can. A curve over here, then the nice puppy dog ears that are flopping, a nice little tongue. And then you would repeat, right? Because if I have it over here, I need to repeat several, okay? Now I have another section over there and I need to do a design because I just need to make a design. And I want things that pop out and stand out. The important thing about this project is not just repeating design, but also kind of pushing yourself to make designs that are different. And so that way when people look at your art piece and your pumpkin, they're really going to be impressed with the loads of designs that you've put in it that kind of personalize it and also look a lot like things that you would like. When I draw my designs, I'm assuming that it doesn't have to be lined up because some of you guys are doing that. Some of you guys are just lining up the designs. I don't go that route. I pretend like it's almost like a shirt and or a piece of clothing that someone would wear. And of course, the designs are not going to all show depending on how the shirt is designed, but there are repeating. So even though you're not seeing complete sections and this, you are still kind of getting the illusion that the puppy is still kind of hanging out and doing all these cool little things, but you just don't always see the entire face of the puppy or the entire face of the popcorn or the entire snake design. So that's the idea. It's kind of hard for me to do this upside down and I'm looking at it and my puppy looks sort of like a bird to me right now, but that's okay. Again, a W and upside down triangle for the nose, 2 dots for the eyes. And again, if you wanted to get more complicated and make it like with an eyeball and a pupil, you can easily do that. I am also going to go and start brainstorming in my head. How am I going to go about doing another decoration for this section over here that will look just as nice? I don't want to do a heart because everybody does hearts. And although I do like them, I don't feel like doing it. So what I'm going to do instead, and remember I said that in every section, you should include orange. So if the inside of the decoration has elements of orange, you can, it's as long as it's not entirely orange, then you can technically speaking color that section orange. But I would think that it makes more sense to color variations of different oranges or colors that are like, or have like yellow, which is also found in orange, and something else. So what I'm gonna do over here is that I'm gonna go and do ladybugs. I'm going to start off by making red circles, spacing them out, and just continually doing that. And even though kind of ladybugs are not always found, you know what, I could actually make this into something else because I'm still not far. I have just red dots that can easily be done into something else, but I think I am going to go this route. So what I would then do is get a black, well, I'm going to get a black marker and I'm going to draw the little face, a little head for all of them. And that's just simply by making a little, I don't know if you can see that, a little oval on the side. Now we know that ladybugs are part of the insect family, so they have 6 legs. So it's 1, 2, 3 on each side. And notice I'm trying to go very, very lightly so that I'm not making my legs so big. Okay. And what I'm doing also is I'm actually doing each step, instead of drawing one ladybug and leaving it, I noticed that this is an empty space. I better do one quickly over here. Instead of going and doing one entire ladybug and then doing the other ladybug, when I break it down this way, what happens is that it helps me space it out, and it also helps me kind of stay the same because I'm not focusing all my energy on one ladybug. It kind of doing it like this, one step at a time, kind of ensures that each one is pretty much the same size. So now I'm going to divide the wings, and I'm doing that to all of my ladybugs at that one step. First, oops, I forgot 3 little legs here. Okay, so this is what I got so far. And then I need to add those dots. So what I'm going to do before I add those dots, I'm going to go color it in red. And so obviously ladybugs don't only come in red, but that's really the one that we mostly notice. As I'm coloring, I notice that I have an empty space here, so I need to go ahead and add half of a ladybug because we don't want to leave a lot of empty spaces. Again, I noticed that there should be something here too, and that means that the head is missing here in this one. 3 little legs. And it's kind of good when you do it that way because you kind of notice the empty spots. You don't want it to look like you have one line across of designs. If it were a very narrow section, then that would possibly work. But this isn't a very narrow section, so it kind of works to have the design sort of spread out. Okay, then I'm going, let me just look how I am with time. Okay, I have time. I'm going to then do the little dots, and I'm going to go very carefully because I don't want it to look pressing. So sometimes your marker may not be the thinnest marker point. And so what you do is then you go a light tap so that it doesn't become this very big dot, because you want to keep in mind proportion. You don't want the dot to be bigger than the head, right? You want it to look like little polka dots. So I'm going ahead and doing that. Dots on each of my ladybugs, because they are definitely known for those pretty little dots. And I have it here. I have missing dots here, so I want to make sure that everything has dots. Okay, and so I finished that section. Now over here, I noticed, and I'm going to outline this in black so everything can look the same. I noticed that I have this empty space here, and I don't like the way that looks. It shouldn't be such a big empty space. So I'm going to go ahead and start the ears of a puppy. And again, I might not be finishing. It might not look perfect, but it should look like it is continuing. Now, we have decided that we can color in the variations of orange, and I could color this in orange, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, just so you know, for this section, I'm going to create a color. I'm going to color this peach first. And even though I don't want to finish off with peach because this is supposed to be in the orange family, I don't want to go so close to orange. And the reason is that red and orange are not that far from each other. And because I want it to look like in the orange family, but not make it entirely like the color orange, we do want to make sure that whoever sees this can easily say, hey, that's a pumpkin. So you do want to stay kind of in the orange family, but you don't have to make every section orange. Okay, we want it to look like slightly either different versions of orange, or maybe a color that will complement the orange designs you have inside, which I'm going to do in this section. And then I'm just coloring it in. So for now, it looks like peach, right? And I'm going to go ahead very lightly. Oops, I got a red, but I need to get an orange. I'm going to go very lightly with my orange, and I'm going to color. So that's going to give me like a blush, sort of like light peachy color. So with the peach, It's like peach color, what you guys call peach skin, which is like a light color. But this is actually coming like the peach color that you would actually, it's more peachy. It looks very pretty. It looks like a very light orange, like a blush. And it looks so pretty, complementing my ladybugs over here. I'm not coloring over my ladybugs. That's very important. So when you have done such a great job in making those designs, coloring it, designing it, the last thing that you want to do is color all over it and then just kind of cover all the hard work that you've done. You don't want to do that. So that's that. Now, for this section, okay, we exceeded the time, but for this section, I'm going to make another video. My plan is to color these beautiful flowers orange and then color this another color. I haven't decided. I'm going either maybe black, or I might decide to do something like a dark purple, dark blue, but I think I'm leaning more towards black. The idea is to create contrast, and which will then really make your work stand out. So when you're choosing your colors, do not rush. When you are designing and drawing things, do not rush. Make sure that you are spacing out your design, even if it means that you're only drawing part of one, with the assumption that if this were extended, you would then see the other part. So right now I have designs in each section. I'm gonna go ahead and continue, and I'll make another video for you guys. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Have an awesome day. Bye.